At some point, I just stopped liking everything. Work, people, myself. Every morning I woke up with the same thought, here we go again. What's the point? I stopped looking forward to weekends because I knew they'd fly by, and Monday would hit me in the face again. I stopped enjoying the little things because inside, everything went quiet. Not peaceful, just empty. And I couldn't figure it out. Was this it? Was I burned out, fried, broken? Or maybe I was just whining, acting like someone who complains about everything for no reason. But the worst part? No one noticed. I kept doing my job, nodding, smiling, saying, I'm good. But at night, when I was finally alone, the same question echoed in my head. Where's the version of me who used to love all this? I used to work in marketing, and I didn't just do the job. I lived it. I loved out digging into things, testing, brainstorming. It felt like hunting. You'd stalk an idea, sneak up on it through analytics, and if you were quick, bam, it was yours. I loved that rush, that chase, that spark. I could spend hours figuring out why conversion dropped, like the fate of the world hinged on that decimal. And honestly, for me, it kind of did. It felt like I was conducting something complex and alive, like an invisible orchestra, and every instrument was human attention. But then something started to shift, not all at once, slowly. First came the procrastination, not because I didn't want to work, but because I had nothing left inside to push with, like someone had yanked out the battery. Then I started getting lost in tasks, stuff I used to keep straight in my head. And the worst part, I stopped feeling anything, no satisfaction. Even when the results were great, inside there was just nothing. Just, yeah, cool, what now? I kept catching myself pretending to be the old me, still playing the role, smiling, running meetings, explaining stuff to the team. But honestly, felt like a stranger in my own skin, like I was acting out a version of myself in a bad play. And one day, I finally admitted it. I don't think I love this anymore. Not like I used to. At first I figured I was just tired. Happens, right? Take a break, recharge, jump back in. I even bought one of those Pomodoro timers. You know, the little red tomato one. Thought I'd go full productivity nerd. 25 minutes focus, 5 minutes rest. Perfect system. Yeah, no. 2 days in, I was already Googling why even a method with an Italian name couldn't bring back my will to live. I even bought a course called Get Your Energy Back in 7 Days. By day 3, I forgot to turn it on. A month went by, maybe 2. I stopped keeping track. Every day looked the same. Work turned into background noise. I wasn't doing anything, just dragging time along, like I was waiting for someone to press a button and magically bring it all back. A couple weeks later, and the mistakes started. I missed stuff, forgot things, blew part of a budget because I wasn't paying attention. It was all on me. And then a client straight up said it, "You're not the same. You used to be different. It doesn't even feel like you're running this project anymore." That hit hard. I already knew it. But when someone else sees it too, there's no pretending after that. I used to keep everything in my head, plans, deadlines, insights, all the little details. But now my brain felt like a room full of fog. You kind of know where everything is, but you keep bumping into furniture anyway, forgetting what's where. I'd start one task, jump to another, then forget why I even opened the tab in the first place. I was pissed at myself, trying to fix it. I made lists, tried different systems, read articles, bought courses, but nothing worked because I had nothing left to work with. It was like my internal engine had overheated and just shut off. And that's when I finally sat down and asked myself, honestly, what's going on with me? Why can't I feel what I used to feel? Is this just burnout? Or is it something deeper? When I finally asked myself that question, the universe didn't answer. I just felt off. Not because I figured something out, but because I felt absolutely nothing. No sadness, no anger, no anxiety, just nothing. Like someone turned off the sound and the light and even the smell of life. I used to think burnout was when you're screaming into a pillow and ready to throw something through a wall, but I didn't even have the energy for that. I just felt like a guest in my own life, sitting in a chair that used to feel comfortable, and now it felt like it belonged to someone else, like the whole room wasn't mine anymore. That's when it hit me. I'd been pretending to be the strong, put-together guy for way too long, saying, "I'm fine, I got this," for too long, walking forward without looking around, until suddenly I didn't know where I was, or who I was. I forgot why I was even doing any of this, who it was for, what it was for. I got so caught up in the process, the deadlines, the pressure, other people's expectations, that somewhere between all the spreadsheets and urgent emails, I lost myself. And now I was here, alone, with myself switched off. I remembered this, one time I argued with a colleague until we were both hoarse, fighting for an idea. Not because I had to, but because I believed in it. Every cell in my body was in that fight. I wanted to feel like that guy again, even if I'd never be quite the same. Before that, of course, I tried everything people online and friends usually suggest. Someone said, "You just need a break." So I took one, laid around, went for walks, came back, felt even worse. Now it wasn't just burnout, it was guilt too. You took time off. Why aren't you better? Another friend said, "Hit the gym." So I did. Push-ups, weights. By the third set, I was leaning against the wall thinking, why the hell am I even here? Someone else said, "Get out of your comfort zone." I did. Took a walk through a freezing park in flip-flops. Didn't help. I even asked some coworkers, "Hey, have you ever felt like this? What did you do?" And the answers were the usual. Motivational books, new goals, coffee on an empty stomach. That's when I realized I wasn't just tired. I'd lost touch with myself. No external push, no advice, no system was going to work if I didn't trust myself anymore. So I stripped it all away. The to-do list, the planners, the advice, just stopped. No decorations, no goals, no role to play. And in that silence, I finally heard myself, barely, exhausted, but still there, still alive. I started doing things I hadn't done in forever. Staring out the window, reading nothing, being useful to no one. Not learning, not growing, just being. At first it felt pointless, empty, like walking into a room with no furniture and just standing there. One day, two, a week. Sometimes I felt like I was losing my mind in all that quiet, but I kept going because I'd already tried everything else. There was no big breakthrough, no sudden moment of clarity. That phase lasted a couple months for me. For some people, it might stretch into years. Others might catch it early and turn things around faster. But here's the truth. If you give yourself time and attention, change happens. Sometimes there'd be a flicker, just a passing thought, a small flutter in my chest. But it always came with doubt. Was that real? Am I just imagining this? I didn't trust it right away. I watched it carefully, like I was trying to tame some wild animal inside me. And then one day, I felt something. Not a fire, just a spark. Warm, gentle, like a breeze before the rain. It started small, barely noticeable. Then came an idea. One, another, a third. And they felt different, fresh, free, not like before. No pressure, no rush. I realized I didn't fall out of love with my profession. I just got tired of living inside it, like working in an office with no windows. Now I was rebuilding it from scratch, with windows, and air, and breaks, and walls that actually felt alive. Now I know burnout isn't the end. It's a pause, the loading screen before the next episode, but you can't skip it, not until you've lived through it. And if you're in that place right now, don't rush. Don't chase quick fixes. Don't be ashamed of the emptiness. Sometimes what feels like silence is just your soul finally quieting down because it got tired of screaming when no one was listening. And now it's just whispering. Its voice is soft, but it's real. You're not burned out. You're not broken. The flame is still there, just covered in ash. It was waiting for you to stop smothering it with pressure and obligations. And the moment you did, it started to glow again, slowly. But for real this time. Let your soul speak softly first, then it'll send a sign. And after that, you'll feel it. You'll want to get up, and you will. No plan, no push, just forward. And that's when the most interesting part begins.